if I remember right, there are going to be some other like documentary type of shows on AEW also under their banner. I know WWE is doing that too. Or maybe they're making space to introduce Ring of Honor on that same channel.
All right, news from AEW. They have discontinued Rampage as of now. Currently, Dynamite and Collision are going to continue. I can't imagine that anything more than just a cut money cost. Well, God, I can't talk today. I got something.
Sad. Just sad.
Let's see. But anyhow, of those shows that we lost in AEW, just that one, I think that had to be just, a way to save some money for AEW. They didn't need that many shows in the first place. Honestly, they're having a hard enough time with their flagship show, Dynamite. Wouldn't it be better just to focus on one and get it right before you start adding more and more shows? Bill?
I agree, but if I remember right, there are going to be some other like documentary type of shows on AEW also under their banner. I know WWE is doing that too. Or maybe they're making space to introduce Ring of Honor on that same channel.
Now, did you get to see the pay-per-view recently, Bill, for Ring of Honor?
Oh, yes. Yeah. It was insane. First of all, they did it at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City, which was the home of ECW. They had a New York City crowd that was as explosive as the explosive matches they ran that night. It was amazing. And the next night, they had AEW live from the Hammerstein Ballroom, and it was a whole different look. It was a smaller venue than their big arenas. They packed the place. The fans, like I said, were crazy, and it had that it was an AEW show with an ECW feel to it. It was great. Both nights were excellent.
Teddy, did arenas and stadiums, were there a few of your favorites just because the way they were laid out or how they sounded when you went into them? Did you have any favorites?
No.
No. Yeah, I've been to a lot of them in Madison Square Garden that time that I went. Bill, you got me into Madison Square Garden. And I got to see my first show at Madison Square Garden. That is a different experience than I've ever felt anywhere else. It's just very unique. And it's one that I just remember thinking the building looked like it was breathing. The way that the fans were reacting to the matches and the way the seats are, it just looked like it was alive.
The garden is the garden, yeah.
The garden,
That's what we used to say. That's what we used to say. But I used to get that feeling. And Teddy, you were there for so many of the Thanksgiving night shows at the Omni. I mean, that was my second favorite ambiance place for major shows. That was an incredible building. Wow.
Teddy, what were your, we talked about this on Road Trip After Hours, which you can find on YouTube. We drop it every Friday. But Teddy, you would have talked about the days of working on Christmas Day and stuff like that. Can you explain what your schedule was during the holidays?
Well, everybody worked on Christmas Day, so they had two shows. We would do maybe Greensboro or Charlotte during the day, and then we'd leave Charlotte and drive straight down to Atlanta and do Atlanta's Omni that night. So it was always, and we also did shows on Thanksgiving too. That wasn't no day off either.
That's what I was talking about in Atlanta at the Omni every year.